everyone, my name is Deandra. I'm going to start video blogging to capture everything that's going on with me lately. I do try and keep up with my blog on Tumblr. It's under Deandra Baby. Hope I can come up with a better name than that, but we'll see. Let's see. Okay, so my journey started, oh my gosh, ever since I was in 7th grade and I had to stand on the scale in front of everybody in junior high. And when I tipped the scales over 200. So ever since then, I've never seen under 200. And I tried all types of diets and fads and Jenny Craig and Weight Watchers, and I've had trainers all my life. I played volleyball through high school since I was in the 4th grade, so I always learned how to play with my weight rather than trying to get my weight off. Even then, I look back at pictures now, and I think I looked great. And I think I looked skinny, and everybody then was telling me that I was big, and especially being a Hispanic family, they don't hold anything back, especially always talking in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish, but you can obviously tell what they're telling you when you're gordita or grande. So because of that, I've always had in my head that to just give up. Like, I'm always going to be large, I'm always going to be big, and I never learned confidence to embrace myself. I've always been trying to just hide it and cover it up. Everybody says, oh, you're tall, you look fine. Um, but that's not the case. Oh, there's my dog. um, so yeah, my journey was through then. May 2009 is when I got the Lapband. I don't tell anybody about it because I thought it was a big failure because I only lost 40 pounds over the first year, and then after that had problems, what they call medically induced bulimia, where you're constantly, every meal, you're just throwing up. You can get a few bites down, and then you throw up, and you're swollen for the next few days, and you have to be on liquids. And it was just really embarrassing, and then the weight just gradually kept coming back. I started training again really intensely, CrossFit, was able to do all that, was in the best shape. Scale moving? No. Um, so slowly weight's been creeping back because I've had complications with the Lapband. Ended up in the ER, had to get it unfilled. It took 2 hours for them to unfill from my port right here. And I was so swollen, I couldn't keep anything down. I almost passed out at work. So it was not a great experience. And when they unfilled me, weight came back within the first few months. Then I got into nursing school and everything, the exercise fell off the wagon. I still maintained nutritional, but I didn't have the balance anymore, and so that weight came back. So now I am back at my starting weight from when I got the Lapband, plus like 10 pounds. It keeps fluctuating. I'll go back down 15 and gain 10, and just not fun time. So other than that, that's my story. This summer I realized I still having complications with my Lapband. This summer I tried to do intense training in between my nursing blocks because I had the summer off. So I was like, I'm going to get this. I'm going to try and knock off 30 pounds during an intense workout of lifting 40-pound sandbags over my head. I felt a big pop on my port, and I popped 2 stitches out. So after having it for 4 years, you can still do damage, even with it unfilled. The insurance said that it was medically necessary for me to get the port out, but they wouldn't take the Lapband out. And with the Lapband having 80% failure rate now, I realized that the Lapband failed me, along with a lot of other people. So with that being said, we all decided, my mom and my boyfriend, of course, decided that to fight for an appeal to get the whole Lapband out. In the midst of trying to get that out, my surgeon also brought up getting a revision. So with that, for food for thought, I left, and I didn't think about it for a while until finally I'm like, you know what? I need to do something. And working out and all that stuff, and then reading about all the horror stories of the Lapband coming out and your stomach is not the same, you have to go in for another surgery. The surgeon thinks that the safest option is to go from Lapband to gastric bypass. Now, when I heard gastric bypass, it was totally a big, like, oh my gosh, that's so extensive. But after doing my own research, I didn't even go and see the surgeon yet to just like to weigh my options and to hear the straight hard facts from the surgeon. I did all my research on my own, and as a nursing student, I have access to all kinds of medical journals and research papers and everything. I did all my own stuff. I went to the surgeon with 4 pages of questions, um, anywhere from my surgeon's history to what kind of sutures and stuff that she will be using during surgeries. And then, but first I asked her to explain everything to me. And with that, then I bombarded her with questions. 2 hours, the surgeon. My surgeon's really busy. She's a prestigious surgeon in the U.S., one of the only women doctors that performs laparoscopic bariatric surgery. And she's also a researcher at University of Arizona. So definitely she knows what she's talking about. So for me to have questions, she took 2 hours out of her day to spend time, and she was thrilled to have a full-on conversation of me knowing all my risks and being so young. I think she thinks that this will be the best option for me. I do have where I want to be. It's like, you know how they give your BMIs, your 2 areas, like you can be super healthy, the lowest BMI for your range, or a higher one before you go into obesity. I'm more towards the almost in the obese category, but for my height, which is 5'9", I think 185 will be a good percentage. So she thinks I should go to 155, but we'll see. Wonderland is where I want to be, so whatever will get me there. And I know it's going to be a tough road. I mean, I know I've experienced bariatric surgery, so wherever that gets me, it gets me. But I'm not going to give up. I'm going to put up this fighting chance, because everybody says, doesn't bariatric surgery and going under the knife scare you? It's an elective procedure. Why would you want to do that to your body? My family history is extensive when it comes to medical, and it's very strong from what I've seen, and I would rather have bariatric surgery now and prolong my life than to deal with all the complications and put my family or my spouse through any of that. I want to be able to be independent and take care of myself and have manageable health, rather than out of my hands, always, life or death situations. It's not, especially with the heart and all that stuff, no way. I want to do this for me. I want to do it now. I want to live a healthy life. I want to have fun. That's why I want to enjoy my youth years. I don't want to look back and say, oh yeah, I was obese and I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't get the weight off. And as you can tell too, I do have hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, as a matter of fact. And you can see that it is pretty enlarged right now because of the weight gain back. So that's, you can kind of see right here. It's really embarrassing. I am on medication for that, and it's finally under control, so hopefully with everything, and my endocrinologist is definitely on board with getting the weight off. This is a long video, I'm sorry. As far as anything else, I don't, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment, and I'll try and get back to you as soon as I can. I will do another update shortly in regards to my process of trying to get the revision, all the hoops and all that stuff. So I will post a video after this. Alright, thanks guys.